Welcome back to Paranormal Ripples, aka Ray. And tonight, as you should know, on this channel, we delve into everything paranormal, unexplained, UFO phenomenon, history, ancient civilizations, the Mandela effect, all that lovely jargon. But tonight, we're going to be talking about cryptids, which don't normally stay in one voice. But we're crossing continents, so from the Lochs of Scotland to the Black Forests of North America, everyone. We're going to be going in deep and diving into the wonderful world of cryptids. So we have eerie giants such as Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, which is Nessie. We have winged omens like the Mothman and everything in between. So feel free, everyone, to come in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're on TikTok, come on over and join me on YouTube, and vice versa. From YouTube, go and follow me on TikTok. But yeah, and if you're new here and watching me for the first time and you want to keep in touch, scan the QR code there and be part of the Discord server. And yes, shall we get cracking, everyone, by dimming down the lights and doing an amazing experience tonight. So if anyone's got any questions, feel free to hit me up with the questions and tell me what you think or what your thoughts are. So basically, we're going to go region by region, talk about 5 cryptids from each. So from North America, from Europe, and Asia, and so on. So we'll look at like the folklore, the sightings, everything in between. So you can tell me in the chat if it's hoax, real, a misunderstanding, or something completely different, like aliens or paranormal or supernatural. Right. So in the Pacific Northwest, towering trees, the deep valleys, places so dense that you could lose a building in there, so to speak, everyone. There is a creature for decades that has been witnessed as like an ape-like figure between 6 to 15 feet tall, covered in dark hair, which is sometimes silent but can sometimes be reported in a sound which is like a scream, which people feel is not human. Sasquatch. It's like a Sasquatch by a Bigfoot kind of character or person. So, right, hello. And that's nice. So, right. So what I'm gonna that's nice, Alice. I'm telling him I miss him too, but you know, I'm doing this live as well. So it's kind of like, you know. Anyways, going back to Bigfoot and Sasquatch, 1967, a film in 1967, the Patterson Gimlin film, showed a dark walking figure that was crossing a creek bed in Northern California. Yeah, I wish I was Bigfoot, Harris. You know, I'd be famous, wouldn't I? Imagine that you're riding through the woods and your horse just freezes. Not spooked, not nervous. Hello, Courtney, how you doing, darling, by the way? Not nervous, but it's just frozen in fear, right? Right, like, imagine if you see this big, like, tall thing on 2 legs, and it's too broad for a normal human man, and it's too calm for an animal. It turns its head, but it's not running, and it's not hiding, and it's not doing anything. It's just looking back, right? Do you think? What would you think? So to speak, what would you think? And hello, everyone in TikTok chat. But what would you all think if you saw a Bigfoot-looking creature? My first thought would be, what the fuck is going on? Where did it fucking come from? And I know everyone on TikTok come in and chat. But yeah, what would you say, everyone? Feel free to put in the chat. If you saw one of them, if you saw Bigfoot, what would your thoughts be? People think there could be a misidentified bear, an hoax, human psychology playing tricks on us because of the way the distance of the forest is. But there's always a consistent report of Bigfoot sightings. So it's like, is it bullshit? Or what? And what do you think, everyone? I'll give you a couple minutes to answer that in the chats. If you want, I can give you a picture of what Bigfoot supposedly looks like on YouTube. So yeah. What would you think, everyone, in TikTok, if you saw Bigfoot coming at you? It is possible. Hang on in, Jen. Like, it is possible to see us to be thinking. Like, there's so many sightings of it. It's like unbelievable. Right. Bigfoot is. Why do you think that? Why do you think that, Luis Felipe? And Brian, yes, it is. It's common in Northern America, like the Pacific Northwest, which is like Seattle, Portland, Vancouver. It's not, I know they're around all the way around America, but it's like more famous and predominant in that area of the US, which is crazy to think, because it's like, mate, fine. But hang on, I'll show you the screen now, Jen, so you can see what it looks like. There you go. That's what Bigfoot supposedly looks like, everyone. Don't know how true it is. So tuning in. But yeah, make sure you're liking and subscribing and turning the notification bell on if you're new here. And if you're on TikTok, come over and join me on YouTube. Oh, that is cool. Seismite or Sism. Is it Seismite or is it Sismite? Yeah, I know I got debunked done by, but I'm just saying that this is what it supposedly looks like. It's kind of crazy though to think though. CC Mike. Oh, like I'm just thinking though. It's like, what would you do though if you did see Bigfoot though, or any? Before I go into other ones, I'm going to start go get to Chupacabra. But what, honestly, what would you do if you saw Bigfoot though? Would you scream though, or would you just be like in awe or like in awe of it? Like, it's real. Oh my god. You know what I mean? I know people have different adverse reactions, don't get me wrong. But it's like, what would you do? That's one thing to do, Brian. Yeah, but the truth is though, we don't know what kind of senses it has. Say it is an alien, right? No, not just saying it does be fucking weird, but say it's an extraterrestrial. You don't know what kind of things that they have on their world that we don't have, you know? So most encounters are yes. That's the thing though, it's like so brief. It's like that. 1 minute you could like 1 minute they can like they hear the sound and then the next it's like they can't even see where it come from or where it's gone. Or they see it and then it's gone and it's like, where the fuck did it go? You know? And what would you do though, everyone? Right. Now I'm going to go talk about another cryptid that I spoke about in another live. The date year is is 1966. The date is November the 15th, and literally, Brian, like there's a tale that Prince Philip had a Bigfoot encounter up at Balmoral. Does anyone know about that? No, because it only come out a few years ago. But apparently, people knew about it because some people were speaking about it. But you know, right, going back to November 15th, 1966, in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, two young couples who were on the love lane of West Virginia spoke about seeing a reported large man-sized winged creature with glowing red eyes near an old TNT area. And now, right, everyone believes that Mothman was there. And they've even done a statue in Point Pleasant dedicated to Mothman. Hang on, I'll see if I can get up. Mothman, it does. I think Mothman exists. I don't think he's like. It's like. Put it this way. He come in 1966, and then a year later, the Silver Bridge collapsed, right? In the area. So people think, was he like a fortune like teller basically and said, did he come and warn us, or did he like a danger, or what? But what I will tell you about Mothman, and I don't know if anyone's heard it. There was a Mothman sighting the other month, I think, in Chicago. I believe. I think it was either in Chicago or somewhere. Come in, everyone who's new here. Come in. Like I said, like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on, because you don't want to miss anything I do. Mothman sighting. Hang on. Yeah, Chicago, Lake Michigan area. There's been a wave of sightings. February 2026, someone said they saw a sighting in Ohio. Yeah, I think it's an omen. Yeah, that's fine, Brian. Yeah, I think Mothman's like an omen of something bad, because if you think about it, the first time he was sighted, thanks, bro. I think the Mothman's, there's like 1 minute you'll see it, and then like they said in 1966, and then the next something bad happens. That Silver Bridge being a case in point, because that was a year later, and then that bridge collapsed. Like, what the fuck's going on? But yeah, Mothman. I'm not meaning with Mothman. Is one of them sightings that if you saw him, he'd be clear as day, because he's in the sky. You know what I mean? He'd be in the sky. Everyone would see him. And I'm not being rude. The camera phones you have nowadays are 110,000% better than the cameras that you had back in the 60s. So you'd get an easy picture of him. And you can't tell me you wouldn't. Yes, we do have an owl man, actually, which is crazy. Remember, everyone, if you want to be part of the Discord as well, if you're a subscriber, please scan this QR code and come join in on the conversations. Yeah, we do, Jen. I'll hang on. Hang on, I'll show you. Hang on. Hang on. The Owlman was a reported winged humanoid cryptid which came around Cornwall, sighted in 1986. The last sighting of the Owlman was September 2009, when a 12-year-old girl reportedly saw the creature near the same church. Which is even more nuts. Yes, the Exmoor one. And if you remember, I don't know if you heard of it as well, Lewis. We've also got what's the name? Those dogs in Norfolk Broads, and we've got the dogs in Dartmoor. So yeah, what do you think on TikTok? What do you think of Mothman? What does everyone want to? Right, I'm going to tell you one now. Who's heard of the Jersey Devil? TikTok, YouTube. Who's heard of the Jersey Devil? John just appeared like Michael Jackson. Yes, that's the one, Luis. It is basically there's been hoof prints in the snow, livestock's been disturbed, screams in the woods, and the Pinelands Preservation Alliance describes it as New Jersey's infamous legend. I'm going to see if I can get you a picture of the Jersey Devil, everyone, because you'll want to see this. Right, hang on. Right. There you go, everyone. Right here is the Jersey Devil, apparently. Hello, everyone. Nebula, yeah. I've Netflix also. Was it Discovery Plus? They done one about cryptids. Hello, Arthur. Yeah, but it is a Jersey Devil, everyone. If you're on TikTok and you want to see what a Jersey Devil looks like, no. So apparently this ain't no camera malfunction. Apparently this was caught in the back garden. If you don't know what the Jersey Devil looks like, everyone, come over to YouTube and have a look. Hello, Emma. John. I just saw. It looks like me when I first wake up. Yeah, the thing is, though, that's what they first described it as, though, Luis. And I'm not saying in a bad way here, and I don't know whether people on TikTok or will agree. If it changes its appearance because it's the devil, why wouldn't it change the way it looks? Because you wouldn't want to keep the same appearance, would you? You wouldn't want to keep the same appearance every year because you'll be getting easily noticed, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? And the thing about the pine, basically the origin story of the Jersey Devil, everyone, is that Mother Leeds cursed her 13th child and the baby transformed into a monster. That's the origin story or legend. And if you don't know who Mother Leeds is, I'll tell you now. Basically, Mother Leeds is a 18th century folk figure from the story. Deborah Leeds, apparently. Apparently, the story is that in 1735, though, during a thunderstorm, the baby was born, appearing human, but transformed into a monster. Exactly, Louise. If you have 12 children to begin with, then obviously your vagina's either fucking dropping them out like flies, or you're fucking the toughest woman in the entire world. You know what I mean? But yeah, basically in 1735, during a thunderstorm, the baby was born appearing human but transformed into a monster, killing the midwife and escaped up a chimney. But basically there's also the other thing that the other versions of the story go that after producing 12 children, she was frustrated and the 13th one come out and she was said, let this one be the D or the D take it. D reverts in Jersey Devil, basically. So, hello everyone on TikTok. But yeah. Why would you do that? I don't know, but why would you want your child to get possessed by the demon? You know? Unless you're a satanic worshipper. Yeah, we do, bro. It's the Strangeness Zone. Hello, Tim. I have heard about Dogman Lewis, and that isn't a crazy story as well. Have you heard about what's the name, Luis? I'll ask you now. Have you heard about? Hang on. The Nightcrawler from Fresno in California. Hello, Tim. Thanks for sharing the live over there on TikTok. Because the majority are men. But the next one, I'm going to be talking about. Who knows what Wendigos are? That can be answered here on YouTube or on TikTok. Wendigos. Yes. Who knows what Wendigos are? Yeah, it does seem they just aren't based in Australia, Tim. What do you class as bonehead, though? You know how they just think on the first thing that comes to their head, Luis. That's a problem. Well, we could make them women if you want, Jem, but I think people would get less. They'd get more scared. No, I'm just joking, by the way. But yeah, Wendigos are like weird creatures. They're bony, yeah. But the thing is, though, right? In Algonquin traditions, Wendigos are often connected to starvation, greed, winter, and the awe of becoming something less than human. They're described as tall, skeletal, antenna-like, corpse-like, endlessly hungry creatures. But think about it like this, right? These also, right, they call out and are described as having the same voice as people you know. So like a doppelganger, but at the same time, not a doppelganger. And they often appear in woods. And if you feel like a little bit more thingy, I believe, yeah, similar to skinwalkers, Brian. If I remember correctly, until Dawn as representations of Wendigos in the video game. They're described as towering figure in the trees as well. Too thin and too fast, but they have a smell of decaying flesh and they make the voice of loved ones. Could you imagine just going through the woods and then all of a sudden hearing Jen or Brian or John or Luis? You know what I mean? It'd be fucking terrifying. Or Tim. Like that. You know, it'd be terrifying, wouldn't it? It would be fucking terrifying, especially if you didn't know. You think, that can't be my fucking family. I left them at home. Hello, everyone, and just tuning in from TikTok on TikTok. Coming from FYP. Don't tell me that you're not watching me on the FYP because I can tell. So drop in and come in and chat. But yeah, Would it be scary? What do you think, though? Would it be scary hearing someone's like? Fucking hell. Oh yeah, I just could imagine you. You'd be like, John, and then you'd be like, oh. Hello, everyone. Oh, fucking hell, John. Oh, fucking hell. Or you could imagine John, or anyone, if you say that as an answer, you'd just be in the bush and you'd just be there hiding and just like, and then all of a sudden you just hear flap, 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 flap. And then you'll turn around and it'd be like, what the hell? Right, moving on. Moving on from the fapping Wendigo to the crazy California nightcrawler in Fresno. Basically, this one is bizarre. I'm gonna have to get you a picture of this one because you need to see this for yourself, everyone. Right. The Fresno crawler, yes. Or night crawler. I'm just gonna say it looks kind of weird. Bingo. Bring part. There's the Fresno nightcrawler, everyone. What's the first thing you notice? Apart from it being night vision. And TikTok, come on over to YouTube and sub to me. Or come and talk about these monsters or cryptids in the chat now. Two of them. Literally. It is crazy though. Right? So basically, this night crawler appears in alleged footage as a pale thin walking figure, as you can see here. Almost all legs, right, like haunted trousers from another dimension. Haunted trousers from another dimension. Oh yeah, it was Rick and Morty, weren't it? Bloody hell. Morty, get back here. Morty, put your trousers on. Okay, whatever you say, Rick. Seriously though. No, but they are dangerous apparently because they apparently think that they don't do any noise or anything, but apparently they look like a weird kind of predator thing, you know. You know what I mean? Could you imagine just seeing that though? What would your first thing be if you just saw that, like, looking at you? My first feeling would be rubbing my eyes and going, am I fucking high again? No, seriously though, no, all jokes aside, what would your thoughts be? All right, Tim. Yeah, it'd be one of them that you'd just be like, really? And really, it doesn't look harmless, but I don't want to do anything. Yeah, more creepypasta, but it is actually apparently there's been sightings of them. No. Hang on, give me a second and I'll show you. They call it a cute cryptid, but it's like, really? Apparently, the first video was recorded in 2007 of these creatures, right? Hang on. 2020 was the last time someone widely spotted it in Billings, Montana, which is crazy. And there's also been sightings in Poland, Sweden, and Costa Rica, which is crazy, everyone. Hello, Ando Queen. Aye, which is crazy. So, do you think it could be like an? Do you think it's paranormal, or do you think it's like? It is. If people are seeing it, then it's got to be some truth to it, isn't there? And remember, everyone, like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on. Hello, Danny. Yeah. Right. Now, as Luis said earlier in the chat, he believes the Chupacabra is kind of hang on, where is it? Most made up one. So basically the bullshit. Right. So basically, animals have been the cryptid story that goes and that as it goes is that farm animals are often found dead in this was in Puerto Rico 995. The farm animals were found dead, goats, chicken, livestock. Reports claim that they had puncture wounds that were drained of their that they drained them of their blood. The name means goat sucker, so Chupacabra means goat sucker apparently. And the Chupacabras were often linked to blood drained livestock. And then it was apparently right. It was described as reptilian, alien looking, with spines down the back. How are you, by the way, Danny? And they were later spotted in Mexico and the American Southwest. But apparently, then the appearance changed to that of an hairless dog, red eyes, mangy skin, and a coyote-like body. So, why did the? So I'm going to ask a question. Hello, Jacob. I'm going to ask a question now. Why did the creatures change in the stories between Puerto Rico and Mexico and the South and the American Southwest? What changed? Well, in Puerto Rico, it was described as reptilian alien looking with spines down their back. And then when it went to Mexico and the American Southwest, it was apparently changed to an hairless dog with red eyes, mangy skin, and coyote-like body. So what fucking changed? So what changed then, everyone? That's a genuine question. Gonna give you all a couple minutes of talk and think about it, you know. So I don't know what changed in their appearance for it to be different in the countries and that. But that is just one of the things that makes me weirdly subconscious about the Chupacabras. Right. Anyways, going on. Now we're going down to Brazil and the Amazon for the Mapingari. This creature is said to be a massive, airy, foul-smelling creature. Something like me after a bad night in the curry store. Some stories describe it with backward feet, long claws, and even a second mouth in its belly. And some cryptozoologists have suggested it could be a memory of giant ground sloths. Giant ground sloths or Mapingari. Sorry for butchering. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though. It's like described, you know. I don't even know what it looks like. Hang on, let's have a looky. Shall we have a look to see what it looks like, everyone? Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. It doesn't look like the best looking creature, so to speak. But could you imagine if the smell of this rotten, foul smelling creature and that hits you, and then the forest goes quiet, and then you hear something huge moving in the trees, and then you're like, what the fuck is that? What would your reaction be? Would it be, I tell the fuck out of here? Or would it be, let's try and take a selfie with the creature? Literally. If it's got a mouth in its belly and a mouth there, one way or another you're gonna go inside him. Or whatever it is. And not in a good way. You wouldn't have time to do that, Brian. You pull down your trousers just to do it, and then you'd be like, ah, shit! It's after me! Get over here! Right. Can anyone guess what this one means? El Sabon. Hello, Becky. This is from Venezuela and Colombia. What does El Sabon mean? Alcibon. And this one isn't always classified as a cryptid, by the way. But what does Alcibon mean? Welcoming, yeah, Becky. Bye-bye. Hello, Amy. Did you spell it right, Brian? Yeah, Alcibon. Alcibon basically translates to the Whistler. And basically this cryptid, or which ain't always classified as a cryptid, basically is described as being a tall skeletal figure carrying bones and whistling in the night. If the whistle sounds far away, he is close. If it sounds close, he is far away. So basically, reverse psychology. If it's close, the sound sounds close, like next to you, he's far away. If the whistle sounds like miles away, he's actually close to you. So, here's a question for everyone. Imagine hearing a whistle outside your window tonight. It's soft and distant, and your dog starts barking. What would you do? Would you look outside? Or would you decide, fuck it, I'm going to hide under the bed or whatever, or hide in the cupboard, or wardrobe, or attic, or whatever? Go sleep. Yeah, just take some sleeping pills and just be like, oh. No. And it looks like Cards Against Humanity's one, by the way, everyone, in the Discord server. So that's what we're doing after this. True. Wear headphones. Yeah, true. Could wear headphones. Right. Now we're going on to Lamona in Mexico. Lamona is like a witch-like shapeshifter, often described as a woman. So Jen, you're gonna be happy now. This is a woman, often described as a woman who transforms into a large monkey or animalistic creature. Witnesses often describe scraping, animal screams, and a thing crouched where no animal should be. And the cryptid sits at the crossroads of witchcraft, shapeshifting, and rural sightings. And I love how it's called Lamona. Lamona. So basically translates to Lamona. Are we sure it's not just someone? Oh, okay, not just from Birmingham, is it? Hello, Jackie. Jackie. It doesn't look majestic, Jen. I'm more majestic looking. Hang on. Thank you, Jen. But yeah, this is what Lamonna looks like. This is what Lamonna looks like. I don't think it looks like majestic. I don't think it looks quite majestic. No, 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 no. I think it looks like honestly, I think it looks like something I would create in The Sims after downloading all the DLCs. But basically, yeah, exactly. Not basically though. It's kind of crazy though, right? Right. Now we'll go over to Now we'll go over to like another area, right? Now we're going to the region of England and Scotland and UK and Europe, right? I'm sure she's a bit airy though of the morning. Everyone, make sure you like, subscribe, turn the notification belly on, and everyone on TikTok come in and chat and take part. How you doing, Maxius? God, could you imagine getting her for and playing Cards Against Humanity? She takes so literally that she'd go on top of the roof. So Loch Ness Monster, right? Oh, crazy. Brian just how you doing, Maxius? You good, mate? It's in house. We're not doing it on the stream. Fucking hell, if we done that on stream, I'd get cancelled. You're only doing Cards Against Humanity, though. I know, bro. I know you're asking, but you're only doing Cards Against Humanity on the live stream. I'd get cancelled in 1 minute. Well, 1 second. They'd see the look of my card and go, "Oh, you're cancelled. Fuck off." Right, going back to Loch Ness. Right, Loch Ness Monster was apparently took by a photo known as the surgeon's photograph in 1934, and that. But apparently in 1994, people said that people got revealed there was an hoax involving a toy submarine and a model head, but people still think that they can still see Nessie to this day. To this day, they still think they can see Nessie. So what else going on? I don't think she's real, but if she is, she's gonna fool people because you know it does have the potential to be true. Anything's potential to be true if you can give it enough thing leeway, right? Right. Now we're going to switch Scotland to Cornwall and not to the Cornwall part that I was telling you about with Railman earlier in the show. With which Louis brought up. Bodmin Moor in Cornwall. Since the late 20th century, everyone on TikTok, people have reported seeing this large black cat roaming the moors. Livestock get attacked. Shapes are often spotted in shadows. Eyes that shine in headlights from cars. But we don't have any native big cats like in this country. But people think that these big black cats are aliens. What's everyone's thoughts? Could they be aliens? Or could they not be? Well, you got to show you about my beauty. I'm joking. But it's crazy though. If it's an alien, why is it in Cornwall? Why is it only native to Cornwall? Hello, Mackenzie. Why is the beast of Bodmin Moor only associated with Cornwall and not anywhere else in the country? What does everyone in TikTok and that think as well? True. But it's so crazy though, just think. Surely if they're aliens, they could go anywhere, but you know. Now, man, I've already discussed earlier, so I don't need to go into that. Cornwall is beautiful. I know. Just because you haven't seen the decent parts of Cornwall, John. Well, we're doing another paranormal investigating, won't we? So we'll be going everywhere. Right. Now we're going to France. Vive la France, as the French would say. And we're going to this old province of Javaldon. Right. And this is in the 1760s in France, everyone. This creature killed many people, especially young women and children. It's like a wolf-like beast, but larger, stranger, and more cunning. So a bit like our government. I'm joking, everyone. But yeah, a series of deadly attacks happened. It's called the Beast of Javaldon. Someone go and have a look at a picture because the creature looks weirdly crazy. People are saying it could be like a supernatural entity or whatever. Whoa. So yeah, do people think it could be supernatural or what? Let me know. Because, or did panic transform a predator into a monster, or what hell it is, I don't even know. Let me know, everyone. Right? Yeah, I didn't even touch anything then. Normally I have to click it to show up on screen, which is crazy. Right. Now, I'm going to do a couple more for each place, right? Number 5 I've discussed in another previous one, so I don't really want to discuss that, right? So, out of all the ones I've discussed so far, everyone, right? What do you think are the most terrifying? Let me know. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that cliffhanger there, and then tomorrow, part 2 is going to be on Africa, Asia, and lesser known ones. So I thought I'd give you a little cliffhanger tonight. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, right? Because you don't want to miss tomorrow's second part. Big love to you all. This is going to be amazing. Like, you're new here, remember, don't forget to spread the love around. Put me on your social medias or whatever. Wendigo is one of the scariest ones, Tim. Like I said, big love to you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to head into the party games VC to get ready for Cards Against Humanity. So feel free to join me in there. Okay, we're doing Cards Against Humanity, so feel free to come into the thingy, Party Games VC. And I'll see you all in a bit. Take care, everyone. And like I said, don't forget to share me onto your onto your social feeds. Let's get this community growing and get it bigger. Big W's, everyone.